Here on ESPN, we are unveiling the coveted player ratings for the video game Madden NFL 22. And every day here on Get Up, we reveal a new member of the 99 Club, which is reserved for the players who earn the top rating in the game, that 99 overall. For the third spot in the club, we get to the game's top tight end. Here's Laura.
Mahomes fires for the end zone. Caught. Kelsey. Touchdown. Kansas City.
This dude isn't just good.
Near side, Kelsey reaches up and makes the grab. Zeus gets 6 for the Chiefs.
He's all-time good.
Travis Kelsey blanketed by the Falcons. It didn't matter.
He's the only tight end in NFL history to record 5 straight 1,000-yard receiving seasons. And when it comes to the playoffs, no tight end has more 100-yard receiving games than this guy.
Mahomes to Kelsey, a brilliant catch and run by the best tight end in the league.
He's Travis Kelsey, and he's repping for the tight ends in this year's 99 Club.
And you can tune into SportsCenter and NFL Live for exclusive Madden ratings reveals. Don't miss First Take today. Marshawn Lynch will be on to break down the game's top running backs. It's Madden Ratings Reveal Week all across ESPN. All right, let's play a game of NFL either or. It's a quarterback edition. Sacho, which quarterback is under more pressure this year, Dak or Matt Stafford? Who you got?
Yeah, Dak is hands down under way more pressure. Here's the deal. If you're in Dallas, if you live in Dallas, you're automatically a Cowboys fan. That's how it is. If you live in LA, you're probably an actor, right? That's how it works. I grew up in Dallas. I played in the NFL. When we went back and played the Cowboys, my family didn't even root for me. They were rooting for the Cowboys. And so the Cowboys and Dak are under way more pressure than Matthew Stafford.
All right, I'm going to have to have a word with your brother about that. Meanwhile, Kimberly, which quarterback takes the bigger leap this season, Justin Herbert or Joe Burrow?
Greeny, I'm going to throw you a curveball. It is Joe Burrow. Because you know why? We only got a little taste of what Joe Burrow can do. So I think that that leap this season is going to be even more impressive. This is why he was the number 1 overall pick. I think there's a lot of pressure on Justin Herbert, unlike Joe Burrow, so I expect him to ball out.
And he gets his old teammate from LSU coming in, Jamar Chase, to pay receiver for him. Meanwhile, Jeff, let me come to you. Which former Alabama quarterback do you trust the most, Tua, Jalen Hurts, or Mac Jones?
I'm going Mac Jones, and the only reason is because I hadn't seen him play in the league yet. You know, I'm hoping that Josh McDaniels and Bill Belichick can get this guy on the right path. I think from Tua's perspective, I'm still concerned about the injuries and what kind of step he makes or progress he makes. And then Jalen Hurts, I'm not sure he's armed with a lot there in Philly. So although I like all three, I'm going to go with Mac Jones just because of expectations. Listen, when you look at his senior year and this past year, he's on that Joe Burrow, scope. So when you're talking about that, this guy could come out and be electric. I like where he is. So expectations for Mac Jones, in my opinion, are the highest.
Okay, fair enough. So those are some quarterbacks, but let's talk about another. Let's talk about a legit NFL superstar. A year ago at this time, Lamar Jackson was the reigning MVP. Now, he believes his jersey number should reflect his once top spot. Yesterday, Jackson talking about what motivates him for a jersey change.
If we win the Super Bowl, I'm going to number 1. That was my first number ever. My dad told me number 1, get number 1 because that's the best. Like, you the best. And it always stuck with me. I want to retire number 8 and number 1. I want to do that here at the Ravens. So I want to win the Super Bowl with number 8 on, do much as I can with number 8 on, then come back and do the same thing with 1 on.
All right, so this is sort of an interesting way of looking at this thing here, because I feel like we've talked a lot on this show about the Cleveland Browns and a lot on this show about the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yep. And this might be the first time that I put the words Baltimore and Ravens consecutively in a sentence in weeks. Is it Super Bowl, Kimberly, or bust for Lamar and the Ravens this year?
Listen, Greeny, as long as Lamar Jackson is the quarterback of that team, it's always Super Bowl or bust. I was there last year. I covered week 1. They were talking about Super Bowl or bust then. Now Lamar is entering a season where we expect him to get paid. So if he wins the Super Bowl, sure, wear number 1 all you want. But the expectations are high, especially when we see how great their running game has been compared to their passing attack. Less than impressive.
Well, let's see if they're able to move that in that direction. Sacho, do you have reason to believe that we will see a more balanced offense based upon the moves they made this offseason?
Absolutely. So look at who they drafted. They drafted two phenomenal wide receivers. We talk about Tylan Wallace, who's great, and Rashad Bateman, Agent Zero out of Minnesota, who's phenomenal as well, to add to Hollywood Brown. Also, you got Sammy Watkins, too. And you got some offensive line protection. So really, what more do you want? Obviously, we didn't have an offseason last year, so Greg Roman didn't get another chance to really refine this offense even more because it was in the middle of a pandemic. But Baltimore is the real deal. Are they a Super Bowl champion team this year? I don't believe so, but they are the real deal. A young quarterback, an MVP quarterback, a rising quarterback, and a defense that has the potential to win it all.
Well, I mean, if not now, when, Jeff Saturday? Again, we talk a lot about their division rival, the Browns. Should we be talking about the Ravens? Are they actually the team to beat in that division?
No, they're not the team to beat. And I think Greg Roman has to kind of prove that he can take this offense to the next level. What Sam just said is perfectly stated. They didn't have an offseason last year. This year, what kind of changes are they going to make to that offense? Greeny, here's the bottom line. They have to tie in the passing game to match this running game. They do not do a good job of blending what you call complementary football. When all the runs and you have a play action pass off of that run. They have got to get to this. Listen, when you talk about Lamar Jackson right now, 6% of the time they're under center. Greg Roman's talked about getting him under center more often, and also it's just zone read and then drop back pass where everybody in the defensive backfield can bail. What they need to do is make all the pass game look exactly like that run game. I can equate this to when I was with Peyton Manning with the Indianapolis Colts early in my career. We ran stretch outside zone, Greeny, and I'm telling you, you could not tell by the way Peyton faked that ball whether it was going to be handed to Edgerrin Jones or whether he was going to pull it up and throw the ball deep. Those are the type of details Roman and Lamar Jackson have to concentrate on if they want to go to the next level. This team is legit, just like their offensive line is good, but they have got to produce in that passing game.
I want to make sure I'm understanding what you're saying, and we're going to have Marcus Spears in our second hour today, but I feel like you and Swagoo did a lot of fighting last year on this show over whether they needed to continue to run the football with Lamar or they needed to expand it into more of a passing offense. And I feel like you were on the running side, and now I feel like you've switched over to the other side.
Oh, no, I still believe they have to be run dominant. And look, they went and got a couple offensive linemen who are legit, Zeitler and Villanueva. So they have good football players getting up there, right? Brown they let go of, and now Stanley's coming back. But here's the difference. Greeny, you can be run-centric, but you have to have your play action come off of that run. Right now, they don't blend it. It doesn't even look the same. When they're going to pass, he catches it, eyes up, everything's going there. Lamar needs to use, with the ball in his hands, he needs to make those defensive linebackers and defensive backs hold and pause for a split second. That opens guys up on the backside of that. Right now, they don't do a very good job of it. Again, the blend is the most important. They have got to get Lamar Jackson to understand that fake has to look exactly like that run so that everybody in the stadium believes it. When they get to that point, they can still go ground and pound, but that ball going deep on that play action, that's what takes them from an 11-5 to a 12-4 or 17 games now, but takes them over the edge for that playoff run.
I think Kimberly's point at the beginning was really the right one, which is it is Super Bowl or bust there. Anything short of that at this point with what they've accomplished and what they're building to feels like it wouldn't be sufficient. Meanwhile, as we continue, another team that knows about Super Bowl expectations, the Patriots continue to search